Night presses down like a damp cloth pulled tight over the face. The jungle sweats endlessly. Leaves drip with slow, deliberate patience, each drop striking the earth with a soft, accusing sound. The air smells of rot, gun oil, and something coppery that Kenji Takahashi recognizes too well. Blood, his own or someone else's, he cannot tell anymore. He kneels in the mud, hands bound behind him. The rope burns where it cuts into his wrists, fibers biting skin already swollen and numb. His fingers no longer feel like his. They hang useless, foreign. He keeps his eyes lowered, staring at the ground as if it might open and swallow him. Boots stand before him. American boots. They are cleaner than he expected. Thick leather, solid, real. Above them rise shapes of men, helmets, rifles, shadows shifting slightly as they breathe. One of them smokes. The cigarette flares red in the dark, a small, living eye watching him. Kenji's throat tightens. This is the moment he has been taught since boyhood. Capture means disgrace. Capture means torture. Capture means a slow, laughing death. He waits for the blow. It does not come. Instead, a voice speaks, calm, almost gentle, and the silence afterward feels heavier than any scream. They march him at dawn. The jungle loosens its grip reluctantly, vines scraping his legs as if trying to pull him back. Kenji stumbles more than once, weakened by hunger and fever, but no one strikes him for it. That alone unsettles him. He has prepared his body for pain, not for restraint. His mind fills the silence with old lessons. Americans are beasts. They eat raw meat. They torture for pleasure. Every step becomes heavier beneath those words. A canteen is pressed to his lips without warning. He flinches, expecting mockery, poison, something cruel disguised as mercy. Instead, cool water spills into his mouth. It tastes clean, almost sweet. He drinks too fast and coughs, water running down his chin. No one laughs. They load him onto a truck. The engine roars loud and alive, unlike the broken machines he left behind. As the vehicle moves, the world opens. Wide roads, standing buildings, bridges untouched by bombs. Kenji stares despite himself. How can a country at war look like this? He presses his forehead against the wooden slat of the truck. The vibration hums through his skull. Shame burns hotter than fear now. If this world exists, what has he been fighting for? That night under a canvas tent, he writes with shaking hands on a scrap of paper hidden in his sleeve. If they kill me tomorrow, I will never understand today. The camp appears without drama. No barking dogs, no screaming guards. Just fences rising from flat land and long wooden barracks standing in quiet rows. The air smells unfamiliar. Soap, boiled food, clean cloth drying in the sun. Kenji feels dizzy as if he has stepped into the wrong dream. They stop him near a table. An American soldier gestures gently. Sit. The word is simple. The tone is wrong, not sharp, not cruel. Kenji's knees tremble as he lowers himself. His body braces for the ritual humiliation he has imagined 1,000 times. Instead, a metal bowl is placed before him. Steam rises. The smell hits first, rich, warm, impossible. Rice, real rice, mixed with meat so tender it falls apart under the spoon. His hands shake violently. He cannot stop them. Another soldier places something beside the bowl. A bar of soap, thick, white, wrapped in paper. It smells faintly of flowers. Kenji stares at it longer than at the food. Soap is for the living. Tears blur his vision. He bows his head quickly, ashamed of the wetness gathering in his eyes. He tells himself this is a trick. Kindness before cruelty. Softness before breaking. But no blow comes. Only the quiet scrape of spoons, the low murmur of voices, and the unbearable realization forming in his chest. This is not how enemies are supposed to behave. And that frightens him more than hatred ever did. Hunger changes shape inside the camp. At first, Kenji eats like a thief, quick, furtive, eyes darting upward between bites. His body does not trust abundance. Each meal feels temporary, something that could vanish if he looks at it too long. The plates return again the next day and the next. Bread arrives thick and soft, tearing apart in his hands. Meat comes without bones to gnaw clean. Sometimes there is fruit, bright, impossible colors he has not seen since before the war. An apple once, cool and crisp, juice exploding against his teeth. He has to turn away so no one sees his face. At night, the barracks fill with quiet sounds. Swallowing, sighs, men whispering to their stomachs as if apologizing. Kenji writes in his diary with a pencil given freely, no questions asked. We eat like men who expect tomorrow, he writes. This is the strangest thing of all. Guilt follows every meal. He thinks of his mother thinning rice with water, of neighbors boiling weeds. Each full bite presses against his chest, heavy as stone. Yet his body betrays him. Strength returns to his limbs. His hands stop shaking. His dreams change. He no longer dreams of death every night. Sometimes, while chewing slowly, he catches himself thinking a forbidden thought. If this is captivity, what was freedom before? The question lingers, tasteless and sharp, long after the meal ends. It is the small things that undo him. A guard knocks before entering the barracks. Actually knocks, once, twice, on wood already scarred by use. The sound ripples through the room, leaving the men frozen, unsure how to respond to a courtesy they were never taught to expect. Names are spoken instead of numbers. Takahashi? An American says, careful, apologetic. Kenji nods. The effort to pronounce him feels heavier than any chain. They are allowed to bathe regularly. Hot water steams the air, fogging the mirrors. Kenji watches dirt peel from his skin in gray rivers, as if the war itself is washing away. He scrubs until his arms ache, until the skin burns pink. When he steps out, a towel is handed to him, clean, thick, unmistakably his. No one shouts. No one strikes. A guard once bends to pick up a photograph Kenji drops by accident. It is creased, nearly worn through, his family standing stiffly before their house. The guard hands it back carefully, as if it might break. That night, Kenji cannot sleep. Honor was supposed to live in suffering. Pride was meant to survive cruelty. Instead, it is this quiet respect, this unbearable normality, that fractures him. In his diary, he writes only one line. They are stealing my hatred. He does not know whether to be grateful or afraid. Letters arrive wrapped in thin brown envelopes, their paper already tired from travel. Kenji holds his like a wound he is afraid to open. When he finally does, the words collapse him inward. His mother writes carefully. Each character pressed hard, as if strength might pass through the ink. Rice is scarce. The neighborhood is quieter now. The air raids come without warning. She tells him not to worry. That is how he knows everything is wrong. Around him, America continues untouched. Trains pass beyond the fence, punctual and loud. Children's voices drift in from somewhere unseen. At night, electric lights hum steadily, refusing to flicker or die. The contrast gnaws at him more than hunger ever did. This is the true battlefield. The Americans do not shout propaganda. They do not force loyalty. They simply live, orderly, fed, unbroken. And in that living, something inside Kenji begins to crack. He feels himself shifting, quietly, dangerously. In whispers after lights out, the prisoners speak. If they are monsters, one man murmurs, why do they treat us like men? No one answers. Kenji feels guilt coil tight around his ribs. Gratitude feels like betrayal. Relief feels like treason. Each kindness erases another certainty he once carried into battle. He stares at the barracks ceiling and imagines returning home like this. Clean, fed, changed. Who would he be then? In his diary, he writes slowly, deliberately. The enemy is not breaking my body. They are breaking the story I was given. The realization terrifies him. Because once the story is gone, there is nothing left to hide behind. And for the first time since capture, Kenji wonders if surviving might demand more courage than dying ever did.